Actually,
let's get it. This is Eternal Underground Production.
Support Reach.
I know what it is, man. You're now tuned in to the Hodge Podge Sports Show. With Nick's on talking sharper than Katniss Everdeen. With a crossbow before you place a bet, let's check with Pat Shaw first. Unless your aim is that high, I check the stores first. Forget the mother stations, we got you covered. Don't waste your time. Ain't no need to straddle the fence. Now you can take a side with competition where you take the gazelle, you take the lion. You in opposition to flip it. It will change your mind.
brother, you can
Every single thing. I don't control you, gotta stop it. Will the trust God? Don't come on here talking that nonsense. You don't know nothing. No hesitation, get put in the place. And the discussion. No sugarcoating. Over here, keep it 100. Got a question. We can come with the answer like ours. If you ain't know then, you know now. This is the city of brotherly love. Christian love. Super Bowl 52 champions. Baltimore in the building. This is Moist Bowl track. Charm City on the joint. And join your back with the Orioles. On this board, we been the guidance from his knowledge, from his comments, still to follow what I do. Without you to say possible, rock with you. I love us, I love you too. Start the days that follow, damn, yeah, deeper than four-star, like family, ever and be more. Let's get you a crab cake. Oh, you in Philly, say grab you a cheese shake. Now running color sports fanatics with you online. Tune in every weekend when we going live.
Let's push Madison Riley.
When we going live. I know what time it is. ATS. Get it. Of course, we check it. Ain't no better place to let it out right here. Yes. Yeah, we never stop.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to the Hodge Podge Sports Show. I am Hodge. Hodge. He is Sean James Harrison, the Podge and Hodge Podge Sports Show. What's going on, Sean?
Oh man, I'm living the dream every day of my life. Never, you know what? I tell everybody this every single week. I never had a bad day, only a couple rough nights.
Yes, sir. You know that theme song is sponsored by our boy Taz. You know, this is Hodge Podge Sports Show, sponsored by Arena Eats. Go to the website, arenaeats.app, for the ultimate fan experience at your favorite sports venue. Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and instant delivery. Ooh, I think we play this one order and a lot of spice tonight. Yo, I see y'all right. Y'all loving the swag, right? But we got to give our boy Daniel Spalding a big shout out for design here. It's a little messed up because everybody's got theirs, but I ain't getting there yet. I ordered mine at the same time I got shout out. Daniel's shirt and hat. I ain't got mine. So if you need the hat, if you need the shirt, I got our Facebook group. You will see the link I'm posted right there. We appreciate the support. We really do. We've been doing this for years now. Y'all know, anything we're talking to help for the world, we appreciate it. Let's do it. Wait a minute. Oh, Sean, you can hang up.
Done.
There we go. We got Lou out there. What's going on, Big Lou?
How are you?
Good. Well, look at this, man. We got some people out there watching tonight. What's up, Trayvon Percival? What's up, Sean Hill? Big time contributor. Shane Harris checking in. Our boy Taz, better known as Carter, in there checking out. We got Big Lou on the line. So listen, y'all know how we do this, right? You know, every once in a while, you know, we turn the mic over to the guy in Philly. We let him run.
Wait.
One of those nights. You know what I mean? We're gonna talk about Super Bowl 16. He's got a lot to say about Wentz. We're gonna do MVP talk, right? And we might get a little bit of MLB hot. What
do you do about him?
Well, I feel like tonight's show is going to be a NFL heavy. I'm not sure why, but I think it's going to be a little NFL heavy. Obviously we got the big game tomorrow, right? Obviously, there's a lot. Listen, I want to get, you know what? As much as you want to talk about Carson Wentz, I got some things to get off my chest about Deshaun Watson. And I know when I say what I got to say about Deshaun Watson, I'm going to be in the minority. You know what? I'm here for the smoke. As a matter of fact, I want all the smoke when it comes to Deshaun Watson. Because I'm going to put it to you like this. He's a quitter. And you can't change my mind on it. A lot of people want to put him up in the top 5. Oh, if you had Deshaun Watson, your chances of improve greatly. But do they? Is the question. Do they, or is he a circumstance of his surroundings? Meaning, if you surround him with talent, his game elevate. Because if he is so good, he should be elevating those around him. AR-12, Tom Brady, those two cats of elders that we've never heard of and made them household names. Is Deshaun Watson on that level? I don't quite think that he is. I'm going to say it like this, okay? No. He runs around because his offensive line is atrocious, is what they tell him. He had one of the receivers in the game pretty much all of his career except for last year. If he was really that of a difference maker, he's not in that tough a division. I mean, come on. He's going up against Old Man Rivers on my second career, Ryan Tannehill, and me and Sean playing quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars. All right? So, is he talented? Oh, yes. He's talented. But I think we need to temper our expectations a little bit on what he can and what he cannot do. Because I'm not really sure he's driving the needle that much. But again, that's just me. And again, I'm here for the smoke. So, like me, man, I'm like Cobra Kai, Sean. Strike first, right? So I'm striking first on that.
Oh my God!
I'm striking first on that.
Wait, can I get tagged in now?
Yeah,
can I get tagged in?
You like it? I'm striking.
I want to get tagged in here.
You got it.
Listen, I gotta go in here because you're killing DeShaun and calling him a circumstantial quarterback, meaning that he needs players around him to be well. Well, why don't we say that about Patrick Mahomes, who has all the talent in the world surrounding him? Why don't we say that about Baker Mayfield, who has all the talent in the world surrounded him? Why do we only say that about Deshaun Watson after one bad year? Not even a really bad year. He had a really good year if you go back and you look at it. His defense was giving up 30-something points a game. You can't blame this season on him. He elevated that offense still. And just because they weren't getting wins every single week doesn't mean he wasn't elevating the offense. He can't play offense and defense. He's not, Troy Brown on the New England Patriots. He's not, a Sanders, you know what I mean? Like, he's not these old-time guys that can play both sides. You feel me? Like, he can't play both sides of the ball. So if you go back and look, we've already started, Shane Harrison likes to tell us every single week, he's threw more yards than anybody else in the league, right? His passer rating wasn't that bad last year. Yeah. And on top of that, he had the third or fourth most accurate deep ball in the NFL, still throwing to Brandon Cooks and Will Fuller and David Johnson. So I think to call him a quarterback of circumstance isn't fair to him, because circumstantially, then if we're talking just circumstance, Patrick Mahomes ain't nothing without Andy Reid in that offense. Then circumstantially, Baker Mayfield is a nut. Baker Mayfield is horrible. He is garbage without the two wide receivers that he had all year, that great running back, and the great defense that he had to carry him all year. So before we call Deshaun Watson circumstantial, let's look at the other quarterbacks around the league. And let's also say that he didn't have a Devontae Adams to throw to. He didn't have a Mike Evans or a Chris Godwin or a Tyreek Hill or a Travis Kelce or a Jarvis Landry. I mean, I can keep going to Stephon Diggs. He was one of the only quarterbacks in the league that was a top 5 quarterback. One of the only ones to not even have a wide receiver make the top 30 list. He had a running back that's 95 years old with 2 broke legs, 5 broke toes, 3 broke fingers, no teeth, no child support. Like, come on, man. Circumstantial nothing. Deshaun Watson. If you put Deshaun Watson on, and I said this in a back and forth I had with Danny a little bit ago. There are 3 teams in the entire NFL right now that wouldn't be better automatically if they had put Deshaun Watson on their team. 3 teams. That is 1, Kansas City Chiefs. That is 1, Green Bay Packers. But Green Bay, they would have to pick up the phone still. They'd pick up the phone and go, you know what? They would put it down to like, maybe. And then they pick the phone back up like, no, we're good. The only other team in the NFL, and that would be the hardest no they ever had to say in their life, would be the Buffalo Bills. Because I think Josh Allen has a chance to be transcended. Every other team in the NFL is without a doubt better if you put Deshaun Watson on that team immediately right now today. Let's be real. I'm a part-time Buffalo. I'm a part-time Buffalo Bills fan. I love Buffalo. You could probably take Josh Allen and say Deshaun Watson's better. That's fine. I understand, but I'm saying right now, there's only 3 teams in the entire NFL that would not. You know what I mean? You feel me? Like I can't. Go ahead. Floor is yours, man. I'll pass it back to you.
No, I don't feel. Good. I like this. It's been a minute since we had this. So now listen. Only you and the people that listen to us and watch us know where I'm coming from on this, right? Because I had to pick up the mantle for 4, right? You know, everybody was dogging my boy, right? I had to pick up the mantle for 4, right? So Deshaun Watson is not making the Dallas Cowboys better. That's another team that you forgot. All right. So
no, he's not.
And this is my point. This is the point I'm trying to make, right? Because remember, I said to you, I think it was, and I think this was publicly, and I said, why is it that we say all these quarterbacks are great, or with all this talent, but we don't say the same thing about Patrick Mahomes? And you just dropped that line. That was the best part of what you said. Remember I had that conversation with you? I'm like, oh, we always want to say that this person has the best O-line, or this person has this and this person has that. I said, but nobody's ever talking about Patrick Mahomes and the talent that he's surrounded with, right? So it's funny when we talk about quarterbacks, how we like to move the goalpost for our quarterback, right? So Drew Brees was old, can't cut it, right? Aaron Rodgers is so much better than Drew Brees, right? It's not even a discussion, right? Now, for y'all that don't understand what I'm talking about, that's something between me and my man right here that we go back and forth on, right? But then, as soon as Rodgers gets dropped off by Tom Brady in the shit game, now Aaron Rodgers, he did this, he did that, right? Remember, Dak couldn't do this, Dak couldn't do that, Dak wasn't this, Dak that, right? Look what happened to the Cowboys this year with that. And you can disagree with me all you want like that. I'm here for the smoke. The number is on the bottom, 712-770-4160, 576-0451. But listen, we didn't give this disclaimer. You see what's in the hand, you see what's in the cup, so you understand that it's a grown man show this evening, and I'm going to need you to come up in here, right? And I'm going to need you to come up in here with your thick skin, because as our boys on the Red Cup Ranch say, we handed our skibbity pat night. I'm telling you right now. So don't misconstrue what I'm saying. Yeah, you like that? Oh, Sean, I'm off, man. I'm ready. I think maybe I misspoke at the top. I'm going to give you the money, man. They got me heated up in here. Yeah. Don't misconstrue what I'm saying. I am not dogging Deshaun Watson. Right? I'm not dogging Deshaun Watson at all. I think that is one ultra talented quarterback. But what I'm saying is, if we're saying that he's one of the best, that's what I be seeing y'all say in our group. You understand? Hashtag, right? HPS never forgets. What do you think came up with that phrase? What do you think came up with that? Right? You're looking at him. So listen to me. When I tell you, I read what you say. And Demetrius Etheridge, you know this better than anybody. I take it all in. I sit back. build up, shine like I'm in Fortnite. I get my sniper, I put him in the scope, and pow! when they don't see it come, 130 blue. 130 blue.
Oh my God, my man just brought up
I take him out. So this is what Cobra Kai, Fortnite, man, we going on. Hey, Kevin Dixon, listen to me, and I need you to hear me on this. It's not about whether DeShaun is better than Dak or not. That's fine if you think that, because there's a lot of people that think that. But if I go by the numbers, like y'all like to tell me, if I go by the numbers, woo, it's about what the player means to the team. It's about what the player is in the circumstance. What I'm saying is, if you guys are going to elevate Deshaun Watson to your top 3, your top 4, then he needs to be able to put that team on their shoulders and carry that team, right? That's the point I'm trying to make. And going back to what Sean said, it's like, then we got to take away everything else that everybody else has said, right? Then you got to take away Tyreek Hill. You got to take away Kelsey. Then you got to start looking at teams' weapons, right? Yeah. I'm not taking away Devontae Adams only because Aaron Rodgers made Devontae Adams.
Right? Don't take away Devontae Adams.
No, you can't, because he made that guy. You understand what I'm saying? And I love it. I understand what y'all saying about Deshaun Watson, and I get it. Like I said, I don't claim to be right. It's just my opinion, and I stand by it, and I'll take the smoke. You can at me all day on it like you guys are. It is what it is.
You sure you want to take the number stance?
Yeah, I'll take the number stance because I have to look at what my man only played a couple.
You gotta go look at the numbers then. You gotta go look at the numbers then, because I'm looking at the Dak Prescott versus Deshaun Watson numbers right now, and actually Dak missing all last year actually helps me look at these numbers a little easier, because I can just forget about that year altogether. But let's look at it. 40 Dak's passer rating over his 4 or 5 years of playing is a 97.3. Deshaun Watson's is a 104.5. His career interceptions, Deshaun Watson's, is 36. Dak Prescott's is 40. Dak Prescott has showed 106 touchdowns. But I feel like because he played one more year, let's take those 9 away that he had this year, just to be fair. Let's take those 9 away, and we'll put him at that'll be 97. Then DeShaun is throwing 104. So DeShaun's thrown more touchdowns, less interceptions in the same 4-year career. More touchdowns, less interceptions, and a better passer rating. And has been to the playoffs just as many times as Dak Prescott. And the last I checked, who does Dak Prescott play for right now? I'm just asking, because last I checked, Dak Prescott's not even on a team. So for you to say that DeShaun wouldn't make the Dallas Cowboys better when the Dallas Cowboys started. Hold up. No. Let me finish. Let me finish. Right now, Dak Prescott was franchise tag last year. Dak Prescott is on a franchise tag. He is not on a team right now. As of right now, he is a free agent. We'll call him an NBA restricted free agent. He is not a Dallas Cowboy right now. He's not even a Dallas Cowboy quarterback. No, let's be real about the situation. The Cowboys got to decide if they're going to sign him or not. They have to do that first. So we can't just sit here and assume that he's a Cowboys quarterback. It's not here we go. This is not here we go. These are facts. He is not signed to a contract yet with the Dallas Cowboys. True or false? One word. True or false? Is he signed with a contract to the Dallas Cowboys?
He's underneath the franchise tag right now. Yes, so he is a part of the Dallas Cowboys.
So you're wrong.
You're wrong.
Up until the end of this year, right? And then once this quote unquote season ends, he is not on a team. And if you want to be real, he was hurt all last year. So if we're going off of last year, and if you're gonna go off of last year when Dak Prescott was hurt with the entire year, Deshaun Watson is better than an injured quarterback.
Hold on, back up. First of all, you're wrong on 2 points there, so we can't let you continue. First of all, he's not a free agent. Second of all, he wasn't hurt all of last year. He played some of last year, right? So again, you can take your numbers, and that's fine because you're the guy that likes to look at numbers, and that's okay by me. And those numbers aren't head and shoulders above what he is, so it's not changing my opinion. The numbers are better for him, absolutely. It's not changing my opinion. DeShaun Watson does not make the Dallas Cowboys better. That's a fact. Whether you want to agree with it or not, I'm okay with that. And everybody that says that Deshaun's better than Dak, that's fine too. But the point I'm trying to make, and you're making it for me, and you made it for me, was we always want to move the goalpost for the guy that we're defending, and then we don't want to give the same allocation to the other guy. Because when Dak was balling at first, it was like, oh, well, he had the best offensive line. He's only had the offensive line one time. Oh, he needs to succeed. Well, that's false. He needs this, he needs that. Every year. Now it's back to the same old shit I was talking about last year. Well, Dallas needs to sign him. As soon as he got hurt, he lost all his leverage. He's not going to be re-signed. He's not getting money. He should have taken the deal. Let's just sit back and see what happens on that.
But
that's fine. I like the number comparison that you put because again, my whole point about this is that I don't think that Deshaun Watson is a bad quarterback. I do think he is one of the better quarterbacks. What I'm saying is, I think he's the same player no matter where you put him at. That's the point I'm trying to make. I think that some of the stuff that happens to him, he brings on himself with his style of play. That's where I was coming from on that. So we can say he doesn't have this, he doesn't have that. And that's fine. I mean, that's fine, Brian Jones. You want to say, look at the last game of the season, he put up 34 points, the defense caught up 37. Well, hell, what the hell was Dak doing the first 5 games of the year? And the Dallas was letting me and Sean run in for touchdowns. Me and Sean was running up and down I-95 against Dallas. So that's my point, right? If we're gonna say something applies to one, it has to apply to the next guy. That's all I'm getting. Wait.
Okay, but I have a follow-up question then. What did DeShaun do to hurt?
Let me go. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what did DeShaun do to make it worse for himself though? Because he did everything he could for that team as a starting quarterback on offense for that team. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like that's where I'm trying to figure out where you're trying to go with this. Is because he's done everything he could for Houston offensively, and that's what he does. He's offensive quarterback.
Yeah, yes, that's what he does. But my point is, it doesn't matter. We can take out the player. Let's just take the circumstance. You're under contract. Now you want out. You're a quitter. And I said that about Zeke. You know that. I said the same thing. Right? These guys are under contract. They need to play. Right? Stop leaving your organization because they didn't do something. You make millions to play. It is on you. You're the face of that franchise. You wear that. You carry that team. Then you lead them. That's what I'm talking about. You lead them. You get them to where they need to go. Yes, he's doing everything he can. Yes, everybody needs help. Yes, they need to build. But just to automatically throw up your hands all of a sudden, what? Okay, so let me ask you this, and this is kind of a rhetorical or hypothetical, but what's the difference between last year and this year? All of a sudden, now you don't want to be like, what is it? We got people saying, oh, well, he's not talking to the team. He is talking to the team. He doesn't want trade. He does want trade. He's not saying anything. Like, my whole point was he's a quitter. And there's nothing that anybody can say that's going to change my opinion on that because he is a quitter. Now, Sean, back to what you said, I can't dispute that and I won't dispute that. He has done everything that he can for that team to get that team to be better. Absolutely. That kid has played hurt. He goes out there, he gives it his all. I'm not taking that away from him. So I do think that certain – go ahead.
So shouldn't after you try everything you can and the team and the organization is clearly doesn't have a mindset of winning, as the Houston Texans have shown that they don't have a mindset of winning after trading DeAndre Hopkins for David Johnson and a bag of balls. Like, clearly that team doesn't care about winning. After doing everything you can to try to make that team win, a la James Harden of the Houston Rockets, a la any other big-name player in the world that goes and the one says they want to leave after they do everything they can. They're like, what makes Deshaun Watson different from any NBA player, NFL player, even NHL player, Johnny Tavares, that does the same thing? What makes Deshaun Watson different?
What makes Deshaun Watson different from anybody else who's forced their way out or tried to force their way out? Is that the question?
Yeah.
I don't think there is a difference, and I think I would say the same thing about all of those players And I think some of those I have said that about. I'm pretty consistent on the way I feel about that. And has he done everything? I mean, because the guy that made the trade of DeAndre Hopkins is gone. They're bringing in new people. They're trying to change that culture. So has he done everything? I mean, he's not even allowing the change to take place. He's already jumping ship. You know. So I guess, Sean, I guess for me, what the issue is for me with it is that we get a lot of this and a lot of that, but we don't get anything from him. So come out and say what it is. Do you want to go? Do you not want to go? It is his right to say he wants to go, and he's absolutely entitled to that, right? But, hold on. How is he quitting from wanting out from a line owner who's right, man? This chaplain. Okay. Because he's been there. So this isn't new. He's been there for 4 or 5 years. This isn't new. This situation isn't new. So don't talk to me about the owner. Don't talk to me about the direction of the team. This isn't new. Why didn't he 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Why didn't he ask out last year? So me and say, why shouldn't he want out? Why am I calling him a quitter? Because this is a fact. Now all of a sudden things are changing, and this is that. Until everything comes out, right? If they say to him, you're going to be involved in this process, and they don't let him or take anything that he says, and he had to be upset if that he was told. If he was promised he was going to be a part of the process, he was going to have some input on a decision and things like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely has every right to be, every right. And then ask for out. Listen, he can ask out right now. My opinion doesn't matter to him. I'm sure it does. I'm sure he's looking. I'm sure he's sitting right there in Cabo right now, cussing me and Sean out, or taking Sean's side. Actually, like, yeah, tell him, Sean. But that's just you know what I'm saying. That's just my take on it, and that's how it is. But again, so I'm gonna flip this to the other side too, because I'm gonna go to Carson Wentz because it's the same thing. Because now you're supposed to be the leader of the team. You're supposed to garner the respect of your teammates. And I've often said that his teammates don't like him, and that's the issue in Philadelphia. But I was told, no, look at all the quotes that they said. But then as soon as they went to Jalen Hurts, those same guys that were prepping him up were dogging him the very next week. This is what a true leader looks like. Nah, this is leadership, right? So I stand by that. I don't even live in Philly, but you knew when Nick Foles won that Super Bowl and they put a statue up and everybody, the team was divided and this and that, he never recovered from that. I don't know if he just got in his own way. There's a lot more to Carson Wentz, though. The coaching was horrible. That plays a big part. The play call awful. But
yes, there is.
No, very much. And listen, y'all know but y'all should know I'm a Carson Wentz fan. And the guy that's sitting across from me will tell you he knows how much I like me some Carson Wentz. It's kind of funny when we have these debates because privately he'll tell me how he likes Dak, and I'm always like, I'm a fan, which is fun, an Eagle fan. But the same thing though. Now all of a sudden he's whining and crying. He's asking for a trade because he can't tough it out for whatever reason. Because why? Because you got benched. Stay fight. You're supposed to be the man. You walk up here. You talk about. I don't want to go there. I don't want to take it there. But you talk about that you walk and live a certain way. You walk and talk and live a certain way, and then when the first sign of adversity hits, now you want to tuck your tail in and run. You don't want to stay either and fight for your job that really is your job. There's no way they're going to give that job to Hurts. But I hope they do. Being a Cowboy fan, I hope they do make number 2 the starter. But there's no way. Stick it out. Try to get your mojo back. Lead that team because you were the catalyst to getting that team to the Super Bowl that went on the run. Nobody's going to forget what you did that year. Especially the Eagle fans will never let us forget because they'll tell you all day that he was going. He was running away with the MVP that year. All right.
He was.
So where is he? Is he the guy that we saw last year? Is he the guy that we saw last year, or is he the MVP? Or is he somewhere? I think he owes it to himself to find out where he's at. The Eagles owe it to themselves to find out where he's at too. Listen. I hope they make the colossal mistake and trade this guy. I really do. Being a division rival, I hope they do. And they're they're looking for a Matt Stafford return. They'll probably get it because he's a quarterback. Should they get it? No, but they probably will because he's a quarterback, right? I mean, let's be clear, Sean. you can trade any quarterback and probably get a good return, right? Let's just say, listen, can we take a shot at Toby Wilson? Can we do it? Because if Mitchell Trubisky was still on the contract, you probably could get a good haul for him too.
So real quick, I got two things. I got two breaking news stories I want to share. First thing is Justin Herbert has been announced Rookie of the Year, which is BS. It should have been Justin Jefferson. That's hearsay. Quarterbacks always win awards. That's the way it's always been. It's the way it always will be. Justin Jefferson, congratulations on winning my Offensive Rookie of the Year award. Moving on, Charles Woodson makes the Hall of Fame. The former Packers and Raiders defensive back will be elected as a first ballot Hall of Famer. So congratulations to Charles Woodson and congratulations to Justin Herbert. Kevin Dixon, I have a question. Ask away, man. This is an open forum. You don't got to say you have a question. Just ask the dang question. Just do it. Ain't nobody going to judge you. Anyway, I believe now it's my turn to talk about Carson Wentz. So hold on a second. Wait 1 second. Hold on. Let me do that first. Then I'm gonna put this back on. Get this back on. Crack my head to the right, to the left, and now I'm gonna come up real close. Can everybody hear me? Everybody hear me good? Listen, I got so much to say. First off, Patrick, knock it off. No, there's nothing to.
Hold on 1 second, Sean. I'm sorry. 1 second. Hold on.
Holding. I can't read that, man.
Before we give Sean. No. I just want to let you know what. So, we're hungry here. Hodge Podge Sports Show is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website, arenaeats.app, and experience at your favorite sports venue. Arena Eats mobile app. Free order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order? Right now, I'm placing my order for in-seat delivery for a good old side of SJH. Go on.
You could have did that as I was flipping my hat back. No, it's whatever. Anyways, Sir Patrick, I want you to go online right now while you're sitting back and listening to me talk, and I want you to find me a single report that says a teammate doesn't like Carson Wentz, that hasn't been refuted, and I also want you to find me a report that says Carson Wentz is looking for a trade. You're not going to find either two of those on anywhere on the internet because they're both not true. They're both fugazi. They're both false. They're both made-up rumors by people in the media that have nothing better to do. The real reporters will tell you the truth and will tell you that Carson Wentz has not asked for a trade. And if you read Adam Schefter's original post of him, quote-unquote, asking for a trade, it said he may be likely to request a trade is the exact words that Adam Schefter used. It was not, Carson Wentz will be asked for a trade if he isn't the starter. That is not what happened. No, that is not fact, Patrick Hodge. He did not ask for a trade. Again, you can look anywhere. Find me the article where Carson Wentz is out. Find me an article where Carson Wentz is talking. Find me that article first before you outwardly say Carson Wentz has asked for a trade. Because if you can't find it, Carson Wentz hasn't spoken in 2 months. It has not happened. It's not true. It's false. And on top of that being false, the ignorance and the arrogance of these Eagles fans that want Carson Wentz just to be gone and want Jalen Hurts to be the new quarterback is even more comical. Did you guys everybody wanted Jalen Hurts to play all year, right? All year. What did y'all see in those 4 games he played? Please share with the class. Don't worry, I'm going to share for you. We saw a good game against the Saints when they had no idea what to expect. Bad game, average game. That's what we saw. We saw a guy that got beat up and ran around a lot. So congratulations, Jalen Hurts. We found out about you that you can run, which is kind of what we knew in college, that you could run. Carson Wentz deserves nothing more than to be the starter of this team again next year and at least show us, not even just us being Eagles fans, but show the world that he is either a viable quarterback in the NFL and will continue being, the NFL MVP caliber quarterback that he was in 2017, or he'll revert back to the 2020 Carson Wentz. But we deserve, as NFL fans to see that, right? Eagles fans deserve to see it here. Because one of two things are going to happen. It's a win-win for Philadelphia, and that's the part that people don't seem to understand, and especially the ones in Philadelphia, is that either he's going to suck like he did last year and we're going to get a good draft pick again, or, and this is the or, he actually plays well. And if he plays well, guess what's going to happen? This division's no better than what it was last year, so you'll have a shot to win the division to make the playoffs. If all is fair, right? I always say, Patrick and Lou have both heard me say this before. It's better to make the playoffs than not. I'd rather be in the playoffs than not. Plain and simple.
Yes, indeed.
Look at Tampa Bay, wild card team, all the way to the Super Bowl. Happens every year, every single year. And the thing that blows my mind more than anything is, this is what I'm going to say something that's going to sound like I'm contradicting myself, but I swear I'm not. I mean it out of a place of love because I truly do love Carson Wentz. I think he is a quarterback that is getting way too much flack for. Now we're talking about circumstances. I think playing for Philadelphia is one of the worst circumstances right now in all football outside of the New York Jets. And that's me being an honest to God truth, looking at the scenarios, looking at everything as a whole. No offensive line. There's not even a number 2 wide receiver on that team. The only real player, offensive playmaker on that team is Miles Sanders, and that is truly about it. Zach Ertz was hurt all last year, and so is Dallas Goedert. That situation was not good for anybody. Nobody was going to that team and making them any better than what they were last year. But for Carson Wentz's sake, I think he needs to leave Philadelphia. I think the only way for him to excel, not only as a quarterback, but as a human being and as a person, is for him to leave Philadelphia. That's the only way I see peace coming for either side. And I don't want to see him go to Chicago because that's another sinking ship. You're going to a place that has a coach that might not be there next year. You have Allen Robinson, who's on and off injured all the time. And I mean, that defense is pretty good, but I don't want him to go to a situation where he doesn't know who his coach might be next year. The best situation for him is the Indianapolis Colts and to reunite with Frank Reich. We all know that, right? I don't think that's going to be a debate for anybody. The best situation for him is to go back to where he was when he basically came into the league and got put into that 2017 lifestyle, is to get back with Frank Reich. And that's the only way I think we're going to see true happiness from him, as well as Eagles fans will get to see him play well and be like, shit, that's what we could have had here. But we got to screw that up. Because that's what we do in Philadelphia. I mean, you know this as well, because you might not be an Eagles fan, but you're a 3 for 4. You like 3 of the other 4 Philadelphia teams. What we do here in Philly is we screw up players. It's hard to play here, and we make players want to run away. And that's what we do. And it sucks, but the only way for us to learn is by making our best players run away. I pray to God that Joel Embiid doesn't ever leave this town. He seems like he's perfect for this city, and I love him. But, I mean, if he's just watching what we're doing to Carson right now, I wouldn't even blame him.
No, I hear you. And it's funny you say the Colts, because I think a lot more of the Frank Reich situation is also being close to home, right? He's from the Midwest. That might give him a sense of comfortability. But I like what you said, though, about him. Actually, I agree with a lot of what you said. That was my whole point. Like, I do think that he should stay. I think he should be the quarterback. Just as a fan of the game, you're better off. But as a division rival, yeah, trade him. Bring in Nick Foles, bring in Jalen Hurts. Okay, sure. Set yourself back. Aaron Donald wins Defensive Player of the Year. Just came in, shocker. So yeah, I mean, come on. It'd be a travesty if he didn't win that award. I do, and I don't know why they're in such a rush to get rid of him. And it's because you don't admit it, but it's because he asked for a trade, and that's why they're trying to accommodate it. And so here's what I know, right, to be true, right. And you and I talked about this privately, and we said this that only when of Doug Peterson or Carson Wentz would survive. I never thought it would come down to the both of them. And I am a firm believer that Doug Peterson can give two crap loads about what was happening to that football team because he wanted out. As soon as he made the comment, "Oh, I don't care if I get fired, I'll find a job pretty quickly," it was kind of evident right then and there that he didn't have that team's best interest at heart. You know what I mean? And that's a shame because I think when you're a leader of men, that shows who you are. And then when you do something like that, you know, it's gonna hurt him more than it's gonna hurt any player. He might suffer that Bill Callahan effect, you know, because Bill Callahan has not gotten a head coaching job again. And notice, Peterson doesn't even have a staff position now. He's not an OC anywhere. He's not a quarterback coach anywhere. You know, so much for the you know.
What does that tell you?
Job pretty quickly. It's dangerous when you say things like that. You know, that's what it tells me. And I think a lot of people for the way that he handled that team, because the one thing that he had going for him, remember I told you that year when y'all won the Super Bowl, I was like, man, those guys are having a lot of teams getting better each week. You know, because remember we were like, man, enough kind of rocky. We're struggling, calling the game, and then they got the team going. And you couldn't tell me that year when they won a Super Bowl. I honestly, NFL team enjoyed playing together that much in a long time. And I mean, a long way. I mean, my kind of the '90s were a lot of fun to watch, and the way they played together. You know, but I have not seen a team have as much fun as that 2017 Eagles team did when they won the championship. And a lot of that goes to him. You know what I mean? So
it was a long time coming.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. I mean, Philadelphia's had some heartbreaks over the years, and they've had a lot of good players that just weren't able to do things. I mean, you know, we're going back to your Bill Bergeys, your Mike Quicks, your Wilbert Montgomerys, you know what I mean, your Jerome Evans.
Yes.
You know, those guys, you know, with the Kelly Green uniform. So, you know, it's I don't know, man. It just cracks me up how this is all shaking out on both fronts, right? With Watson, with Carson, you know, what's gonna happen with Dak, right? What isn't gonna happen with Dak, you know, then, you know, what's gonna happen with your Mitchell Trubisky's, you know, what's gonna happen down in Jacksonville, you know, it's gonna be a lot of turmoil, turnover. Well, I'm just saying, you know, it's just is this gonna be interesting? It's pretty fun. This is going to be interesting to see how this shakes out, right? And then, you know, after that, you know, Lamar Jackson, is he going to get paid by Baltimore? Yes. Baker Mayfield, is he going to get paid by the Browns? I don't know.
Yep.
Right? Should he?
Yeah.
Probably. You know, he probably should. You know, I think the best thing they can do for him is get rid of Odell Beckham. I'll tell you that. Because if they don't get rid of Odell Beckham, then he's really going to just slide back to what he was for the first half of last year. You know, they've found a formula to make him into a game manager. That's pretty much what he is. You know, this isn't.
Hold on. I'm the Baker hater here. You can't say that kind of stuff without my approval. Hold on, Sean. My name is SJH, and I approve this message. Now you can continue.
Listen, but here's the difference between me and you when it comes to Baker, though. I don't mind Baker. I don't mind him at all. You know what I mean? I mind some of his mannerisms and some of the things he says, but I like his talent. I like his moxie. But
neither do I. I tell the truth on him if you get mad.
Right? You know, like they're calling for quarterback bootlegs and waggles. You know what I mean? But he's really not good at that. You know what I mean? Like he can't throw the deep ball. I know our guy on the line is going to say, but he has one of the best deep ball percentages. No, it really doesn't. Like when you put the tape on and you watch him. There's a lot of things that just aren't clicking for him. And, you know, at this point, he should be on uptick, right? He should be like Prescott. Prescott has gotten better every year that he's been in the league. You know, we're not seeing that from these guys, man. Go back to what I've always said to you, right? When these guys come in the league, it is better than to play right away. And Cleveland Browns are kicking themselves in the ass right now because they didn't go Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, nothing that any Cleveland Browns or any NFL fans say to me that gonna prove that differently. Yeah, Nick Chubb is nice. Yeah, about time 88 gets in there. About damn time, Drew Pearson. Good Lord. Yes, sir. Well deserved. All right, Sean. You talk to Danny because he's on the line. Then we'll take Kevin's question.
First I wanted to get in.
Danny got a lot to say to you.
Got a lot to say to me. Hold on one second. First we got Calvin Johnson's also a Hall of Famer. He's the first. He's the third player under 35 to be enshrined, as I highlighted earlier. As Patrick's happy about, some dude named Drew Pearson's a Hall of Famer too. Who cares? Boo. And I also want to address. Whatever ding dong put this up. So Megatron is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Does that make Andre Johnson a first ballot Hall of Famer too? Go home. Turn off your laptop. Close it. Go back to sleep.
What?
We know who posted this. Come on, you don't know who posted that. Who's asking about Andre Johnson? Come on, who's going to ask about a Houston Texans wide receiver?
Oh yeah,
come on, bro.
That's about as bad as saying J.J. Watt is Reggie White. What is wrong with this guy?
Come on now.
Something wrong with your family tree.
my family tree.
Seriously.
He's the milkman's. That's what I say. He's the milkman's. Anyway, moving on. Well, so what you said?
This show is definitely off the rails.
It usually is. That's what makes it so much fun. I mean, I don't think I could do. I don't think I could do. You're talking about doing that once a weekend, having a normal ass show. That can't do that. Come on, now that's just boring. I don't live a boring lifestyle. Anyway,
that's crazy.
We're kicking this. We're kicking this show to Danny now.
Yeah, Danny's out there. Then Kevin. Yeah, we got both of them out there.
Kevin's out there too.
Lou's been riding with us the whole time.
All right, well,
Kevin's out there. His arms probably hurt. That's his question. Danny's out there.
All right, well, Kevin, go ahead. Hey, you out there, bud? Kevin.
No. He's going. He's going. This Danny.
Danny.
He's going.
You say he's going too?
Already.
Well, Lou, it looks like you're tired.
There he is.
Danny, what you got, buddy?
Nah, Danny's out there.
Yeah, well, Danny, go ahead, man. What you got? Tell us anything. Talk to us before we get into our superb owl talk.
Danny might have us.
Oh well, Lou, you got anything you want to?
I'm going to talk about.
Oh, go ahead,
Patrick.
John, he's talking.
No, he can't.
Say that again, Danny. Tom was talking over
Baker not being able to throw the deep ball.
Can't throw the deep ball.
As I'm talking about Baker not being able to throw the deep ball.
Right.
But he can. He
can.
proved it this year.
He's on Baker not being able to throw the deep ball. He said he proved it this year.
Accurate deep ball.
You know, he did show
I said, okay, I'm listening.
What'd you say? Oh, yeah.
You got the floor, Danny. Keep going.
I'm just talking about Baker's deep ball. That's all it is. I mean, he proved this year he's got one of the best deep balls. Well, not one of the best deep balls, but he can throw the deep ball is what I'm meaning. He was the most accurate, or one of the most accurate deep ball passers this year. He threw an 80-yard bomb. He set an NFL record the long ever. He's got the arm strength. But people, for some reason, think that he does arm strength to throw the deep ball. Very accurate.
Danny, he's not accurate. Come on.
And then I know you said that he hasn't been able. Huh?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What'd you say?
No, go ahead. I'll come back to you.
No,
go ahead.
And then you mentioned that he hasn't really shown progression, which I can understand that. But also got to look at the circumstances around the organization.
That's true.
He's also gone through 5 different OCs. He hasn't had stability. This is like the very first year that he's actually had a competent head coach with a competent offense that's, been catered to his strengths. And he did really well this year. He showed a lot of progression from what he did last year.
That's a fair point.
I can't sit here and say that that's not going to keep getting better and better and better every year. Like, I think next year he'd take that next step to where, OU fans think that's where he could have been this entire time.
I got you.
Like, you're going to see the Baker from OU. You're going to see the Baker from the college next year. And I think he's going to get better. And I think he's going to get away from the game management moniker as well. I think he showed enough this year to where he can be accurate when he needs to be, and he can throw. You can depend on him to go out there and get points when you need him to. But you also got the great running back, offensive line out there that hasn't changed.
Right.
So they've got different elements. Like, I think they're not going to sit there and just ground and pound the ball like they did, earlier this year. In the second half of this year, of this season, let Baker throw a lot more. He had games where he was throwing 35, 40 balls, 40 passes. Before, he was only averaging like 20, 25. So
that's a good point, Danny.
More better play from him going forward.
So I'm gonna come back and take something that you said. I do agree, because we were talking about this earlier. I don't know if you were on here, that if we're gonna say circumstances for one, we have to say circumstances for everyone. And I think that's a good point about the structure that he's been under and the changes that he's been under. So next year is a big year, right? Like you said, next year we should see the same, if not slightly better than what we got this year. And I think one way that that's going to happen is they cannot have Odell Beckham on the team next year. You saw the whole team, including him, took off. Like, he was able to breathe, so to speak, and just be him. Maybe he's the kind of cat that doesn't do well around a lot of males. Maybe he feels a little bit lost, in that shuffle. And once that bigger personality is removed, he's able to breathe and be himself and then relax and play. And that was good. Stefanski did a great job. They do have a nice O-line. I don't necessarily see the offensive philosophy changing as much. I do believe that you a little bit more going forward, but I think when you have arguably the best 1-2 running nation in the league, you got to go with that. That keeps him mistake free. That keeps him, and then that allows him to do what they think that he can do. Right. That allows him to take that play action deep shot, maybe get on that bootleg once in a round, hit the deep crossing route, things like that, and then allow him to just continue to grow in that system and get better. The game manager moniker always cracks me up when people, because anytime that you have a great run, then you get tabbed as a game manager, or if you're not throwing every ball 20 yards plus down the field, no one ever called Tom Brady a game manager for his 5-yard dinks and dunks. But he's the system. So again, right, what goes for one, go for all. So yeah, so I agree. I like what you said there. I'm still not sold on the deep ball. I know he had a decent year this year on the deep ball, but let me see him do it again next year, and then I'll get on that board, on that train. I like the kid. I think Cleveland's a good spot for him, and I'm not really sure why they're acting like they're so non-committal on him right now. Because listen, no matter what you think about him, let's just say this, right? Just for the sake of argument, I think he is better than above average. But even average NFL quarterbacks don't grow on trees, right? So, everybody's always quick to want to get rid of the quarterback or get the next best thing, and they might have him right there. I don't know. Don't know. Lou, you got anything? Go ahead, Danny. Yeah.
I was going to say, I think the team is committed to him. Maybe not really open about it, but I think they are. But I think it's mostly coming from the fans. I think they're the ones who are like, oh, we don't need him, or we need to go get DeShaun Watson. I'm sitting there thinking,
well,
I don't know. DeShaun Watson.
See, there you go. Now, Danny, because listen, because DeShaun is the best thing in the NFL. I was told earlier. Every team outside of Buffalo, Green Bay, Kansas City should want DeShaun Watson quarterback. Those
are facts
amongst some. on stage or in our group, and that is not a fact. Opinion cannot be a fact. So there, loser.
By the way, Sixers 112 and Brooklyn 97.
Oh, okay, thank you for that. This has been one of our better shows. Oh my God,
I've had a lot of fun tonight. I'll tell you that much.
Lou, go for it, Lou. Yeah. Come on, Lou.
Yeah. Well, if you're looking at this thing, going to be if you're looking for a defensive type of game in this, forget it. This is going to be all offensive, in your face. This is going to be smash mouth football. Both the defenses are kind of lackluster, but the offenses are phenomenal. So expect a good, hard-nosed game.
Who do you like, Lou? In the end, who do you like?
Kansas City.
Kansas City. All right. Danny, what is your okay? Yes. So you, Lou. Danny, what is your take on tomorrow's game, and who do you like?
I like Kansas City. Haven't really played really well in playoffs. Not kind of as good as you want them to play. But I do believe this time off from the conference champ to now. I think they'd get it together. They probably, Andy Reid's probably drawn up a completely new playbook that nobody's ever seen. And they've gotten that going for them. Tom Brady didn't have a really good conference.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I kind of want to go with the younger guy here over Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
I know the Bucs have a better defense, but it's hard to stop Kansas City.
It is.
It really is.
And that it's funny because that Bucs defense has come to play lately here with that defensive line. Their secondary is not good. But that's where pretty much every week Kansas City usually has the advantage wide receivers against your defensive backs. But Kansas City is down a couple offensive linemen too, so this could prove to be troublesome. You never want to go against Tom Brady in a situation like this. I mean, kind of loud. The man's been. This will be his 10th Super Bowl. I mean, what player has been to 10 Super Bowls, right? I mean, that's just. Listen, love him, hate him, no matter what, you got to respect him, right? I like the Chiefs to repeat. I had the whole time.
Yeah, you do.
Was saying Buffalo was going to be in the Super Bowl. That's kind of worked out, but I'm not naming any names.
Leave me alone.
But I wonder on the. I wonder. On
I
this.
thought he'd say that.
Yeah, I wonder on. Well, because he would do it to me.
Damn right I would. Damn right I would.
Absolutely. if they're playing this about Kansas City only play, when they think they need to, and here comes Brady. I know Kansas City is favored to win the game, but doesn't it feel like people are expecting Tampa to win, or is that just me? I feel like none of us will be shocked. None of us would be shocked if Tampa Bay wins, right? We can all agree there, right? None of us would be like, oh damn, how'd they win that game, right? Chuck Thomas. We know who you got. Right. Chuck, we know who you got, Chuck Thomas. You got them damn Buccaneers. You need to get on our show one night, Chuck Thomas, with your Tampa Bay fandom. Roy, all don't know Chuck Thomas, man. He has a nice group, sports cruise, man. And I frequent that group a lot. And we cross on paths a lot. But if you're asking me, Chuck, I got the Chiefs. I just like Patrick Mahomes. I just like Patrick Mahomes, man. But Sean, am I wrong thinking that? I think it's win or what? What do you think?
I got a question for you. It's a very simple question, and it's semi-rhetorical because I know the damn answer. How many Super Bowls have been played where one of the teams playing it is the legitimate home team? How many Super Bowls have been played?
None.
Exactly. How many Super Bowls have been played where the quarterback in the Super Bowl is now in his, count it, 10th Super Bowl, second different team, first year? How many times has that happened? Let's say it again. 0. If you're telling me right now that if you're trying to tell me right now that the NFL is not literally writing history in front of our eyes with the Tampa Bay Bucks cruising and upsetting the ex-Super Bowl champs with Tom Brady, pretty boy, 43-year-old quarterback, greatest quarterback of all time, rolling into his home city of Tampa Bay. Not really his home city, but the team he plays for, their home city of Tampa Bay, showing that he doesn't matter where he plays in the AFC, the NFC. He beat Drew Brees. He beat Aaron Rodgers. Cherry on top, he beats Patrick Mahomes too. Tell me this isn't a storybook. Tell me the NFL didn't write this. So I'm going to sit here and tell you I'm writing the script right now for them. I'm saving them time in Hollywood. Listen to me. I'll make you millions. It's simple. It's easy. This is Tampa Bay. This is Tampa Bay's game. Yeah. I don't see how they lose. Tampa Bay's defense has been bad all year. Then all of a sudden in the playoffs, all of a sudden the playoffs they start showing up. When have you ever seen Tom Brady throw 3 interceptions and still win a game where the defense holds? When have you ever seen that? Never is the correct answer. Never. This is Tampa Bay's Super Bowl to win. You have this COVID-ridden year, the only year that you can get away with this kind of shenanigans. Because if there's fans in the stands, there is no chance in hell that a packed Green Bay Packers game, Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady's walking out of there with a win. I can't believe that. I can't believe that if he goes into the packed Superdome. I cannot believe that for a minute. So again, this was the year you could get away with Tom Brady moving to the NFC, going through all of our heroes, beating them all, then going to the top to slay the mightiest dragon that is Patrick Mahomes. And guess who has never beaten Tom Brady in the playoffs? What one coach has never beaten Tom Brady in the playoffs, including one Super Bowl that he played in 2004? Who is that guy? I don't know. It's got me stumped. I hope you guys are just as stumped as me. But I'll tell you what. I'm going to give it away. It was Andy Reid. It was Andy Reid's the answer, guys. Andy Reid has never beaten Tom Brady in the playoffs. On top of never beaten Tom Brady in the playoffs, he ain't never beat him in the Super Bowl either. The only other time he's seen him, he's took a nice L. A nice fat L to him. So I'm on the opposite side of you three. I think Tampa Bay's winning this game. My oldest is a I don't know where I went wrong in life, guys. He's a Kansas City Chiefs fan, and I get told every single day that I'm nuts, and that that Patrick Mahomes is better than Tom Brady, and Tyreek Hill's better than Mike Evans, and Travis Kelce he goes player for player comparisons on me all the time. I ain't going that crazy. I ain't going to win no 45-27, Chuck Thomas, but I'm with you. I won't be rooting for either team. I will sit back tomorrow as a casual fan and watch and enjoy the game, but I am expecting the Bucs to win. If I'm going to give a score, I'm going to go 31-26. Bucs win outright.
So I'm gonna add one little piece to your script, right? And because you put that up on the tee so beautifully and so masterfully. If the Bucs do win, it has to come down. I'm like the way that you broke that down. If the Bucs do win, it has to come down to a game-winning drive with Brady leading the drive. I don't know, right? 2 minutes left. 2 minutes under 2 minutes. Right, you don't want the ball in anybody else's hands but that man's hands. I don't care what you say about him, how you feel about him. That man is the best closer that we've seen in football. Period. He's He's the Mariano Rivera of the NFL quarterback. That's where Brady is, right?
Oh yeah.
Whoa. There's only one Mariano Rivera.
Yeah. You can say what you want, but you get boy, man, I'm on fire, man. Cobra Kai, Fortnite, Mario, man. Oh, goodness gracious, boy. Oh, I should get one more.
Listen,
you know, keep the score. Yeah, this has been good. Yeah.
I agree because the only thing is that if my score can't be right then, because 31-26 would mean that he was down 2, which means a field goal would have won it for him. So it needs to be 31. I'm changing my score for the sake of your movie. I'm going to change my score to 31-27. Because I want
my edit with the movie.
For the sake of your edit to my movie, 31-27's got to be my final score.
Well, listen, I know that I will be watching the game just like you as a casual observer. Yeah. It's going to be a good game. I hope that everybody plays up to their ability so we can entertain for those 3 hours. So we'll see what it is, and then we'll come back and talk about it. Chuck Thomas, I will be all up in your group, harassing you about that. Man, look, I might just have to shut down Hodge Podge for a week if the Bucs win, because it's going to be Tom Brady fandom, right? I know our boy Brandon Nunley, he's going to be on fire because he's been on it all year. Everybody, Corey Cagle, he'll come out of hiding, right?
Who?
Shit, everybody that was a Brady fan back in exactly who back.
I'll tell you what. Coming out of the I will say this about Patriots fans is this like I've never been more convinced in my life is that there's no such thing as a Patriots fan as there's a Tom Brady fan. I've never been more convinced in my life of that than I have been the last year that I've watched football and seen all these quote unquote New England fans all of a sudden signing a check for another team and being Buccaneers fan. I bet you this, and Chuck Thomas can be my witness to this. I bet Chuck Thomas's group went up tenfold the second that trade went through. All of a sudden, you have all these Patriots fans. And listen, my stepbrother's one of them, Tyler. Tyler, everybody said, you see Tyler in our group probably once or twice before. He's a Patriots fan, but we sure as hell's root for Tom Brady. Brandon Nunley, I'm not sure who the hell you're a fan of. You like Brandon Nunley comes in the group to do 2 things: make fun of Aaron Rodgers and cheer for Tom Brady. It's the only 2 things he likes to do in the group. I don't listen. I don't know if he's a Patriots fan or what. But all I'm going to say is that it makes no sense how all of a sudden the Patriots went from having Tom Brady to having a bunch of fans to I didn't hear a word about the Patriots all last year. Not a single person complained about the Patriots last year.
Right. Before we get in, I have to give, you might already know, but Kevin Stefanski was voted Coach of the Year.
Well, that's
an upset. That's an upset.
Not even
not an upset.
That's an upset. There's no way that he deserved to be Coach of the Year over Sean McDermott, Andy Reid, Mike Tomlin, but well deserved on Stefanski because he did do a heck of a job in Cleveland. That is a remarkable story. But he was
McDermott didn't get it.
When you look at the whole totality, McDermott didn't get it. Reid didn't get it. Tomlin didn't get it.
I can listen. Reid and Tomlin.
Brian Flores didn't get it. I mean, come on. Listen,
I understand Reid and Tomlin.
Listen.
I'm not mad at. I just think that McDermott should have won it because what he did in Buffalo this year, any other year, any year besides this year, Buffalo's the number 2 seed and doesn't have to play in the playoffs. Like doesn't get to play the first playoff game. Everybody expected the Browns to make the playoffs this year, right? Like we all expected that. We knew the Browns were going to be a decent team this year. Nobody expected the Bills to be this good this year. And Sean McDermott really had that team ready to play every week up until they played the
But
Chiefs.
you know
But
what?
as proven,
Well,
nobody had your team ready to play for the Chiefs.
So here's my thing with this, right? This comes down to it's not a guy, a popular guy, not necessarily the best coach that wins the award, and that happens a lot. It's not a bad choice. It just wasn't the right, in my opinion. Is he deserving of being in the conversation? Absolutely. Anytime you go into a situation like that and turn that around in 1 year, yeah, you definitely need to be in the conversation. But listen, Brian Flores, come on. Again, McDermott is probably my pick. And then, you know, anytime that you go back to back Super Bowls, number 1 seed. I mean, that's become a move. You go 11-0 in the season. Come on, you know what I mean. So there's a lot of deserving coaches out there. It's good for him. It's good for the Browns because that just validates the Browns season and lets them know that they really are on the map in getting out of Hugh Jackson and everybody before him's nonsense. So good for them, man, and good for him. Congratulations to Mr. Stefanski, his family, and the Browns organization.
I got two more. I got two more I want to throw out here. Chase Young is one defensive rookie of the year, and moving on. Who's the other one I just saw? Alex Smith is one comeback player of the year, which I don't want to know. I'm not getting hate mail for this one, so we'll just keep going.
Not as
What did I say? I shall. I blame you.
Thank you for those up. We will see on our new day and official times from 9 to 10 p.m. Tonight was going back to our work schedules, and we did check out our Break Cup Rant Bowl special show. I believe tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Hate to be the bear bad news, but the show's over. Hope you enjoyed it. We can sit and debate and go back and forth all day long. Shout out to Serena Williams. Ain't another place to hold it down like the way that we hold it down. Won't hesitate to bet my last song that you ain't know it then, bet you know it now. Pat and Sean with the dynamic duo, one of the best show around. Reverse 360 windmill. Vince Carter when we put down. You're now rocking with the major leagues. Show be hitting like Mike Trout. These other guys try and ride the wave, but not the day they get wiped out. Cause we on a whole nother level than them. They follow the trends, we the one that set them. Lady smacked them like Stolan until we stunned something. These stations ain't saying nothing. They just talk to hear their voices something. No better place to come vibe out the Hot Spot Sports Show. Keep that heat coming like Palomalo in the backfield. Relax, chill, everything covered. When we move, full head of steam. Please off the track when the train coming. Want to thank y'all for tuning in. A good time, what it's all about. Hope to catch y'all here next week. Same time, we'll be zoning out. And we encourage you to call. Be opinionated, bring it on. Just make sure that you're ill prepared and come hard and not at all. Rebel warfare, talking sports here. Ding, ding, let's get it on. And unless you stating stats, you ain't saying jack. Keep calm and carry on. 24 on that jersey. Feeling something like Kobe. With a few seconds on that game clock. Down 2, but who worried? Throwing L's to the competition. It make me sick to see us winning. Black Mamba mentality. See it better me and go get it. Yeah. You already know how we do, man. Hey, yo, Sean, what up?
What
hey,
up?
Yo, Pat, what up?
What up, Taz?
One thing, yeah, man.
Thank you for tuning in.
Hot Spot Sports Show, baby.
Take it back. There he comes. Hey, y'all. Thank y'all for riding with us. Thanks for the support. We'll see y'all next week. Let's hope for a good game tomorrow. Y'all be safe. Take care of one another. Be good to each other. Out of here. See you, Sean.
Later.